Hey, welcome to the Cosmology segment, folks. We're going to be talking about various things. First, let's talk about some mainstream cosmology. Mainstream astronomers understand the way things like stars, planets, and galaxies form and move throughout the universe. Survey said! Aw, man. Let's break out the cosmology segment. Here's where stuff is in the solar system. As we approach a new moon, and we hear a really annoying Family Feud theme song. Anyway, approaching a new moon, there's where things will be in 1 week. As Mercury swings past, Earth creeps up on Mars, and Venus creeps up on Earth. Here's where stuff is above my head. Holy jeez, oh cripes! Son of a beehive! Did you watch our daily space weather video earlier? It's very, very nice. So anyway, we got the moon, we got Mars, we got Jupiter and Saturn all up there at once in this pre-sunrise mode. Did you know MIT's been doing some triage as far as, holy crap, as far as asteroid prevention? Apparently, tons and tons of prevention equal less tons and tons of cure, or something like that. MIT is coming up with ideas about how and when to attempt to nudge asteroids out of the gravitational keyhole that could cause them to ruin your day, your life, and perhaps the life of all civilization, or perhaps all life on Earth, who knows. If you want to follow near-Earth asteroids, check out spaceweather.com. They've got all kinds of information about various things, such as the no longer dimming Betelgeuse. There are by the way, the upcoming Earth asteroid encounters. And here's today's. And I'm not going to mess with it, but it's all located at spaceweather.com. Did you know that Betelgeuse has stopped dimming? It looks like it's reached a trough here in terms of its brightness. So there's a little update for you. You hoofties. And we're going to look at more data in a minute and various articles. But first, we recommend you follow us on Alt Tech, places like Minds.com. We've got over 500,000 views over there, as we put up posts about whatever we want to. So check out Minds.com/smAsho. Send us some tokens. We will give you props, and we will promote your stuff too. Did you watch our spectacularly sensational 1,500 subscriber special yesterday on YouTube? Or perhaps here on Twitch, where we're streaming live right now? Here's a tidbit.
Don't drink beers out of wine glasses, but if you're going to drink it right away and it's a cheap beer and it's not a big deal, it's actually not a bad thing to put a beer in a wine glass.
What's this? You can drink beer out of a wine glass? Oh my God! Anyway, check us out on BitChute. We're getting a crazy number of views over there. It's just fantastic. How we're getting more views on BitChute than on YouTube may seem like a mystery to you. It's what we call shadow bans. Anyway, we are on Twitch, so check us out there. And so twitch.tv/smAshomash.
Holla at Twitch. This is what I'm going to look like.
You can find us there. Now, yesterday we talked about where I learned beer, and it was at this location, which is on the first floor of the Lehigh Valley Mall, right by Macy's. And indeed, the entrance to Macy's does smell like wurst and sauerkraut. So perhaps check out Dunderbox if you're in the Lehigh Valley. Send them an email. Tell them Dan Nigro sent you. The owner, Bill and Katie Baker, will know who I am. They've also got an interesting beer glossary. If you don't know what a Doppelbock is, well, it's a strong, malty, dark brown lager with lots of toasted, bready, and sweet flavors, such as Spot and Optimator. And don't drink too many Spot and Optimators, or you will have digestive results that may be adverse to your expectations. Japan is sending a spacecraft to go land on Phobos, the oddly shaped Martian moon. So that's an interesting one. Perhaps read about it on universetoday.com. And if you'd like to figure out if there's extraterrestrial intelligence in the universe, perhaps check out this article about releasing petabytes of data in search for aliens, and you can go do your own listens at the Breakthrough Listen Project. And we'll link to all of that as certain bands of the electromagnetic spectrum are sent right to your back door. Now, when I say back door, don't take that the wrong way, folks. All right, let's reiterate what I just said. Mainstream astronomers have a complete understanding of the way things like stars, planets, solar systems, and galaxies form. Survey said... Oh, man. I keep getting these wrong, like every day. Okay, let's try again. The only force that causes things to form in the universe is the attractive force of gravity. Survey said... Jeez, I am just batting a zero on these questions, man. I don't know what is going on here. I better know what I'm talking about one of these days. Anyway, this binary system has two accretion disks. Why? Probably because the two stars probably have magnetic fields that are at 90-degree angles to each other, or something on this line. But let's just say the assumptions that are made to come up with a lot of these ideas in astronomy are just beyond ridiculous. But yeah, another interesting article, which is calling into question the way things form. Is it through gravitational accretion? Is it through episodic accretion? So who's right, folks? How does it really work? Well, we're not going to try to explain it to you in this episode, as we've got way too much work to do. And it looks like they may even be citing magnetic fields here, as there is some smart science creeping its way osmotically. It's osmotically creeping its way into mainstream science. Let's talk about Sky Scholar, Dr. Pierre-Marie Robitaille's YouTube page, who is referring to the real observational science about the sun, debunking all sorts of things from the cosmic microwave background to LIGO. Perhaps watch his video about the intercalate zones, where the compressed intercalate gas is one of the explanations for what a coronal hole is. As Occam's razor tells me to listen to Robitaille and to a lot less mainstream astronomers, as Robitaille is only using observational stuff, and he's not attributing any factors that would be failures in thermodynamics to the sun. So check out Sky Scholar's page. And once again, we are back to assumptions upon assumptions upon assumptions, folks. So a new isotopic analysis of meteorites is now calling into question how the solar system formed. As some people, when they find a meteorite, they say, hey, this meteorite certainly contains the same ingredients which were contained in the early solar system. Survey said? I would say not necessarily. Anyway, another article here talking about new science debunking old science. So we need an entirely rewritten cosmology and astrophysics here, folks, as the ages of everything from the Earth to the Sun to other galaxies and the universe are all calculated based on the solar nuclear dynamo core model of the universe. The Sun is treated as the Rosetta Stone of the rest of the universe, and this is why it is not understood at all, since we're claiming that, let's go back to Family Feud. By looking at what the Sun is doing, it is appropriate for us to assume that we understand the mass of a galaxy's core 500 million light years away. Survey said? Man, oh man, this is frustrating. Let's talk about some real physics. See that? That's an atom. It's being held in place by some laser forceps. And in a huge first, we've seen the merging of individual atoms. So it's pretty interesting stuff. Perhaps read that article on Science Alert. And we're not giving you any links. Just visit our links. Solar Sail, Part 2, the sequel, has taken some amazing images of the Earth. Whoa! Look at the holy son of a beehive!
In Carl Sagan's class, 40 years
You know about the solar sail, folks?
About solar sailing.
It causes the satellite to be able to stay in orbit without any input besides moving its solar sails around. So it's using solar radiation to propel it and keep it in orbit instead of engines. What a great idea. And don't try to debunk it just because Bill Nye the Nonsense Guy is involved with its output, let's say. Let's talk about galaxy M104, known as the Sombrero Galaxy. And while I have theories on this, I'm not sharing them publicly today because I see so many hacks when it comes to the electric universe, when it comes to mainstream astronomy, that I'm done. I'm not telling people how any of the cosmology works anymore, so enjoy that. But perhaps read the article about Beyond the Brim, once again, metallicity. And when we talk cosmology and metallicity, what we mean is anything more massive on the periodic table than helium. So lithium and everything else above that on the periodic table is considered metals, are considered metals when it comes to cosmology. And the combination of the way the Sombrero Galaxy is shaped with where we see objects like globular clusters forming in its halo are an indication that, once again, mainstream astronomy does not understand the way these things behave, form, exchange energy, lose mass, gain mass, etc. And we're not leaving links to the high-res image of the Sombrero Galaxy, which is, check it out, it's freaking crazy! Holy... Oh my gosh! M104, the Sombrero Galaxy. Article about it today on phys.org in the Astronomy and Space section. And if you want to have a stroke, go to the Earth section, as you're going to have half of every article here, regardless of what it's about, is going to mention global warming and suggest that carbon dioxide has anything to do with it. Have you checked out Galaxy Zoo on Zooniverse.org? That's Zooniverse.org, Project Galaxy Zoo. We need human beings to classify galaxies like this elliptical. Let me show you what goes into it. That one's pretty smooth. It's not completely round. It's kind of in between, probably because it's at a slight orientation angle difference. Is it merging or disturbed? I don't think so. And do we see any rare features? Not particularly. So nothing really unusual there as far as I can tell. Zooniverse.org, the world's largest citizen science project. We need a few million more galaxies classified. So perhaps check it out. Set yourself a login like we did. You could get published in a scientific paper. Have you checked out smAsho.org? There's a link to the forum there, if you haven't done that. Also, you can head to smashamash.com/forum/mission if you want to know about our mission. It's to assist, study, and report on the ongoing formation of unified theory of physics, to raise the awareness of the general public of the relationship between space weather and Earth effects. All your weather comes from space. To connect and consult with media organizations to multiply our reach, hence these videos. To demonstrate cutting-edge proof-of-concept solutions to problems, like going, whoa, it's a floating smash head, oh my gosh, to publish scientific papers in a multidisciplinary manner, including but not limited to those sciences, to assist mankind by advancing the study of predictive phenomenon, and not nonsense, in order to optimize value, reduce risk and liability, and save lives and resources, and to adapt no matter what the adversity is. And to not be ossified in our beliefs, because if you're ossified in your beliefs and not trying to disprove your own theories, that ain't science. Watch this, folks. You want to see me do a magic trick? Watch my hand appear from thin air. You like that? Anyway, if you're not a patron yet, please consider becoming one at patreon.com/smashamash, the real source of funding, as YouTube tries its best to pay us precisely nothing for these videos, as it throttles and shadow bans our content. Stay tuned for a bonus feature. We're going to break out a video of the sun here in 171 angstroms. It's going to be 48 hours worth, as your cosmology should begin at your local yellow dwarf. Since mainstream astronomy does not understand the way this object operates, it's absolutely ridiculous to suggest that we know the mass of a distant galaxy or the mass of much of anything, as all of these calculations are based on the sun having a fusion dynamo core. And there's practically zero observational evidence to indicate that it has one. So you got to use Occam's razor. Again, check out Sky Scholar on YouTube. Watch all of his videos. And we are out. So remember to stare at the sun, not to believe nonsense, and may that solar wind be at your back. And don't let any bloody buddy blow smoke up your ass.